favorite supplemental lifts to build the big three. Whatever works. It's not what you're looking for, no. For squat and deadlift, for squat, some sort of a good morning variation. I like to do that after my max effort movement. So basically whatever I did for squat, I'll just leave that shit on the bar and work up and do some kind of heavier, medium, or close stance. Good morning variations with that. So if I did safety bar with 6 chain per side for my main squat movement, that we'll leave that on, take some weight off obviously, and do some heavy good mornings. Another thing I like to do, and kind of vary this every other week, is instead of doing that good morning, go over and do like a pull variation. So we might squat and then go do snatch grip pin pulls or an RDL variation. Not a true deadlift, but some sort of a deadlift, Romanian deadlift kind of variation. Seems to work pretty good. And basically you can just kind of rotate those every other week. So like one week we'll hit good morning, next week we'll hit some sort of a pull, and just kind of roll it that way. That seems to work pretty good. For deadlift would be the same thing, right? Bench, so you're talking supplemental, right? So when I'm talking about these, I'm talking about your next barbell lift after your main lift. I like downsets for bench. So like I might just stay on the same movement I did for max effort, drop the bar down to 85% and hit a couple doubles. That seems to work well. Close grip inclines seem to work well for me. Board work seems to work well for me in like 3s to 5 ranges, rep wise. So those are kind of my go-tos. What I've been doing lately is I'll match it up to, I heard Dave talking about picking your supplemental exercises a while ago, and I'd never heard this before. He said your supplemental movement should build your max effort movement. So all I'll do is, after we work up on max effort, I'll kind of think about, okay, I don't miss, but kind of think back to the set and try to think, okay, where did I feel weakest on that? Was my low back getting pulled, or my hips not doing what they should be doing? And then I'll base the supplemental lift off of that. Okay, so that's kind of something I've been doing different lately, and I kind of like. I feel like there's a little more thought put into it instead of just random stuff. So that seems to be working pretty well lately. So basically, try to feel where the max effort movement didn't go well, and then attack those areas on your supplemental movement. Dips and pull-ups as max effort and dynamic effort variation for military populations. I'm not sure. I mean, you could, but I don't know, like, are you going to do dip? You're going to do, I mean, if we're talking about 1 rep max effort, we're talking about 1 rep, 90% or above. I don't know that you want to military press or do that on dips. You know what I mean? If you want to do those things, I would put those in your accessory movements, where the weight's a little bit lighter and a little less abusive to yourself, I guess. I'm just thinking personally, if I did those things, it'd mess me up pretty good. Especially the overhead press stuff every week or whatever. But not to say you couldn't, like, if you're talking about throwing it in there as a rotation once in a while, sure, you could take a max effort shoulder press and then on your speed day, do 50% of that max and hit it for some speed sets. I don't see why I couldn't do that. I'm not sure how you'd work the dips though, but not a bad idea. When am I competing next? What the fucking world wants to know. I'm hoping for summer. Shoulder's progressing along, and I'll be about a year out in June. So I hopefully should be good to go. So I'm looking at something in the summer. Probably just something local. And hopefully qualify for something bigger if I go do something local in the summer. Over the bar, yeah, yep. I remember watching that. Some good stuff. Do I do reverse hyper after every training session, even upper body session? No. I used to. My back used to give me a lot of problems, my low back and hips. And then I read an article where AJ Roberts was doing reverse hyper every day. So he would do it upper body days, he would do it in his warm-up, and then I think lower body days too, and then he would do it later in the workout on lower body days also. So I did that for a while. Seemed to really help my back. I don't feel like I need to do it that much anymore. So I do it, most of the time I do it twice a week as an accessory movement on lower body days. Okay, but that's not to say you couldn't do it every day, because I did do that for a while and it did help my back. So I don't feel like I have to do it that much anymore, so I don't. But it's something you can definitely do, because I mean the movement is kind of rehabilitative in nature. It's opening up your spine and pushing a bunch of blood in, and there's not a ton of eccentric stress. So it's definitely something you can do. Not a bad idea at all. Make sure I get through my light before I look at my screen. Safety first, motherfuckers. Working on grip and bar. So working on grip. I think guy's trying to bring his grip up, but he's asking when he's deadlifting, should he use a mixed grip, or is that defeating the purpose? So what I would do is don't go mixed grip on deadlifts until you have to. Okay, so like a lot of the time on speed work, I don't need to go above 3 plates or whatever, so I can go double overhand and do my speed work. And get some grip work in, right? And then you get grip work in on all your other lifts too. So yeah, just stay away. If you're trying to bring your grip up, maybe do a little bit of extra grip work. And then when you because at some point to tax your low back and legs, you're gonna have to go with a mixed grip on the deadlift, okay? So just use it sparingly. Don't throw it in there till you have to. We got an install on Friday. Pretty pumped about that. We've got Niagara Wheatfield's doing a little upgrade in their weight room. Got a couple racks coming in, a couple benches, a leg press, a few other accessory things. So it's exciting. It's cool to see schools making improvements for their kids, and the fact that they ask us to be a part of it's pretty awesome. So I'm excited for that. That'll be Friday. We'll probably hop on here and do questions on the way up. It's about an hour drive for me, I think. So yeah, that's coming up. That'll be real cool. Excited about that. I'll get a bunch of pictures up. We'll probably do a feature on them too. So keep an eye out for that. Starting to see some shit happen around here, so should be good, man. We're getting more and more high schools asking about making improvements and getting to work with some really cool coaches and ADs and stuff who are trying to make a push and make things happen for their school. So it's really exciting to be a part of that. It's good to see, like I always tell people, like, we didn't have a weight room growing up, so it's cool to see. And I know I completely understand the money situation with high schools, so it's not like a lot of this shit doesn't just happen. People gotta push and make things happen. So that's what makes it so cool. Is I think a lot of times teachers and stuff get a bad rap for being lazy and shit. So when you get to see all right, lost it. So we'll be going up there tomorrow, or Friday. Thanks for the questions, and we'll see you Friday. I'll probably post again so you guys can ask some more questions. All right, later, motherfucker.